Hey YouTube, Mark here. Today is going to be the first of many. Jen and I are going to go camping alone. No kids. And no, really, it's the first time we've ever been able to get out for an extended trip by ourselves ever since we got married. I mean, the last time we were alone together, we were on our honeymoon. That was over 24 years ago. So yeah, we're kind of looking forward to this trip, just her and me alone. And in actuality, it's to get our kids prepared, because next year we're hoping to do some international travel to celebrate our 25th anniversary. So yeah, we're giving them kind of a trial run of how well can you guys take care of the house, take care of the animals. You know, we don't have the dog anymore, but we still have a couple of cats that need to be taken care of. You know, litter box needs to be cleaned out, and they need to be fed and watered, and so we'll see what happens. But we're taking the trailer, the pop-up trailer. So we're taking that up. We're going to the Itasca State Park in Minnesota. And for those that don't know, that's where the headwaters of the Mississippi are. So I'm actually going to be able to walk across the Mississippi River. That's pretty cool. What? Ow. Ow. Okay, so those that don't know our cats, we have a black one named Cinder, and we have a white and gray multicolored one named Stitch. And I lovingly refer to them as Dipshit and Jackass. Yeah. This is Jackass. Say hi, Jackass. Say hi. Yeah, I know. He doesn't like to be handled. It's kind of weird. It's one of those things. He'll walk up to you, mew, lay down on the floor, but as soon as you start touching him and petting him, he gets up and goes away. At least he does for me. Then I got cat hair all over me. Okay. So yeah, I'm just buying a little time. It's only about a little after 5:30 in the morning. I don't have to leave here until almost 6 in order to pick, actually, yeah, probably about 6:30 is about what time I need to leave here to go pick up Jen. She had to work last night at the hospital, so she's finishing off her shift. I'll go up with the truck and trailer, pick her up, and we're going to leave for Itasca right from the UW hospital. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Yeah. My youngest daughter Victoria just came downstairs and goes, I set my alarm clock on my phone for this time so I could come down and give you a hug before you left. And he gives me a hug and she goes, all right, I'm going back to bed now. I love my kids. Most of them, most of the time. Almost always, kinda, sorta, maybe, possibly in the future. Okay, so I'm on the road heading towards Madison to pick up Jen from work. And then we'll be leaving right from there to Itasca State Park. I have decided, my original plan was that I wanted to take the river road all the way up. You know, basically just head over to La Crosse on 14, or even backtrack down to Dubuque or something like that and pick up the Great River Road there. But time-wise, we just can't do it. It would take 10 hours, or no, it would take 8 hours if we use the interstate. And it'd be 11 hours if we did 14 to La Crosse and then pick up the Great River Road from there. So we're going to kind of combine the two. We're going to jump on the belt line to Madison, take that out to the interstate, and head north up into St. Paul. Because technically, I've already ridden and drove that part of the Great River Road from St. Paul down to Dubuque. So I've already done all that. It's all the stuff north of there that I need to do. So once we get into the Twin Cities, then I'll jump on the Great River Road and should be able to follow that the rest of the way to the park. Okay, we are on our way, and as I said before, yes, I have picked up Jen. She met me at a bus stop just outside the hospital. Now we are out of Madison and heading north. But so far everything's going well. The truck is pulling the camper well. And the only thing that I'm nervous about are the tires on the camper. And we hope that they'll last. Those things are a couple of years old. They've only did one trip on them. But camper tires are usually rated for time, not distance. And Jen thinks it's 2 years, and I'm thinking it's 3, so I'm hoping I'm right. I was supposed to have had a spare tire for it, but I couldn't find it before we left. I was just going to throw it in the back of the truck here, but don't know where it went. I was doing all that cleaning in the garage, and I think I might have misplaced it somewhere. It's probably buried under something. Yeah, so far so good. Oh, we're coming up on the infamous Wisconsin Dells. Known as, it's infamous.
So it's not famous, is what you're saying.
It's titled the Water Park Capital of the World. And I remember when it all started. I think it was like Tommy Bartlett's and stuff like that. I mean, just little water shows, and then next thing you know, you got huge water parks everywhere. I think the biggest one is Mount Olympus, something like that. But I mean, just about every hotel around the city has their own indoor water park. It's pretty amazing stuff. We stayed one for Christmas.
Was it Christmas?
Yeah, it was
Christmas?
Yeah, I think it was around Christmas. I can remember driving up because it was a huge winter storm. We were seeing cars in the ditch all the way down the interstate. It was amazing. I think actually people started yelling at the Wisconsin departments because they didn't close the interstate. But again, they didn't have the means of closing the interstate at the time. They just, they didn't have gates on the on-ramps or anything like that. They do now.
Was that the 100-inch winter?
Yeah, that might have been the 100-inch winter.
That was like 2008.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see if I can snap a few pictures of the couple of resorts that are along the interstate here. Alright, we're past the Dells. Got a few pictures, hopefully they'll turn out. Jen's getting herself ready to go to sleep. So So it's going to be just me for a little while. Good night, dear. Well, we stopped here at, what is this, Millston, I think it is. Small little town just off the interstate. I've had like 2 big cups of soda and a big cup of coffee. So, yeah, I had to use a bathroom pretty good. So, just waiting for Jen to get back. She's having a hard time sleeping. I think she's a little excited about this trip and just the movement of the car and the jerking of the trailer and stuff, and she's just having a hard time sleeping. So, but yeah, so far everything's going good. I was a little bit nervous about the tires. I filled them up to 50 pounds of pressure, and I came out and I looked at them, and it's like, man, they seemed a little low. And I looked at them last night; they seemed a little low. So I checked them, and they were 45. It's like, well, I put in 50, so that means they lost air. Well, I'll check them again before I leave and see what they are. And they were still at 45, so yeah, I was a little worried about those trailer tires, but so far so good. They seem to be doing just fine.
Actually sleep at night instead of being up until 5 in the morning.
Sure. Yeah, which means you'll be bitchy by 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah,
just as we get there and start setting up, you're going to be so damn tired, you're not going to want to do anything, and I got to do it all.
Are you recording all this?
Yes, I am.
Just get me well caffeinated before we get there. And I'll be plenty of help. I'll have it all done in 15 minutes if I'm super caffeinated. And then I can crash.
No, she won't. Just a quick stop here in Menominee Falls to get some lunch, some Subway. And I was just telling Jen that, I get the one sandwich, but no chips or soda or anything like that. She gets the smaller sandwich, but she gets a bag of chips. She gets a cookie. All right, back on the road. Okay, we're just a few miles from Minnesota, and I was just talking to Jen, and I was looking at the maps to find out where I can get onto the Great River Road, and the river that we're coming up to is not the Mississippi River. I have always thought that it was the Mississippi, and it's not. It's the St. Croix River. So the Mississippi and St. Croix actually merge downstream farther. And yeah, so I've all my years of coming up here and stuff, I always thought that this river that we're about to cross was the Mississippi, and it's not. Shut up, you thought that too.
No, I'm laughing at you because you said Mississippi.
Yes, it's Mississippi. So anyway, we're just about to Minnesota. Okay, so we have crossed the St. Croix River into Minnesota. And yeah, I think it's like another 15-20 miles to actually get to St. Paul. Hook up with the Great River Road at somewhere around exit 244 or 237 or something like that. Okay, I decided I'm going to exit on 244 and yeah, basically drive the Great River Road through the Twin Cities. I could be an idiot for doing this, but we're getting here just before 1 o'clock. It's about 10:02, so we're not really getting a lot of rush hour traffic at all. So I'm hoping that the downtown area will be just as good. All right, I'll let you know when I get to the Great River Road. Okay, so we made it down to the Great River Road. I wasn't actually sure if this road was the Great River Road, but my hunch was right on this one, and I just saw a sign for it. Basically, well, we went we got off on Johnson off of exit 44.
244.
Or 244. And then met up with Burns and kind of went down the road a little bit, kind of did some zigzags through some other streets. Ended up on, was this Shepherd Road or something like that? Yeah, Shepherd Road. And that is the Great River Road. So we are officially on the River Road. Yes. That was our first gas fill-up since I did this morning in Beloit, and we are in Minneapolis. It is interesting trying to follow the Great River Road. It keeps flipping sides, one side to the other and back and forth. And so, yeah, Jen's understanding the problems I had down in Moline, Illinois on trying to follow it, because they just don't do a good job all the time of marking it. But so far, I believe we are still on it. There's a sign right in front of me. We've had some nice views, though. We had some really nice looking bridges that we went over and
under.
It's just right now we're kind of going through the city parks and stuff like that. But I mean, they're still busy. All right, onto the road. Okay, so we've been driving down this West Rivers Parkway, I think it's called, West River Parkway, and the river's right over there, but you can see nothing but trees. But nice path, lots of people using it. Hey, look, the river is gone.
Didn't we see that bridge from the other side earlier?
Yeah, we might have, but no, we didn't.
Oh, okay. That was the one in St. Paul. This is
Yes.
Minneapolis.
This is in Minneapolis. Okay. Let's face forward. Mississippi River. Okay, so we pretty much made it through Minneapolis now, and we're heading north out of town on the Great River Road. It was actually a really nice drive through the downtown area. Now we're kind of going through industrial park areas, lots of old rail yards and just stuff like that. I mean, some of it's kind of cool to look at, though, but the river's actually on that side, but we're too far away, we can't see it. There's buildings and stuff. And actually, I would say that was the only downside of going through the city, was all the trees are in bloom this time of year, so we could see things with our eyes, but to get it to show up on the camera, it's just not going to work. So we saw some pretty cool things, tried to take some good pictures. Hopefully I got a few. yeah, time to keep going down the road. We're at least in a 55 mile an hour zone now, so we're not doing 25 anymore. All right, let's keep moving. Alright, so here's what's going on. I've been following the river road for quite a while, and at times I'd lose it, and find it again, and lose it again, and find it again. And finally, I was like, you know what, I'm losing too much time. I can't just keep on doing that. So I said, hell with it. As it's going right now, we should make it to the park by 7 o'clock. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I just jumped on 10 and I'm heading north right now. Well, another rest stop here in the town of Motley. Motley Crew, yeah! I'm getting a little bit bored with the drive. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot out here. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just small little lakes, which you can't see because of the trees. And that was actually the big part, the big problem that I was having with the river road. The river is like almost right next to you, and you can't see the damn thing because of all the trees growing along the road. So I didn't get many pictures of the river because I couldn't. There were very few places. Maybe in a small town, you know, we crossed a bridge, or maybe there was a park right along the river, but that was it. I mean, really, there was just trees everywhere, and you just cannot see the river very well. I'm watching this guy. He's got a trailer on his truck, and he cut it so sharp into the Phillips Station Island that now he's having problems getting out. Keeps backing up, moving forward, backing up, moving forward, and he keeps on doing the same motions all the time. All right.
Does he need help?
Yes, he does. He needs a lot of help. All right, time to get on the road. Hopefully I can get past this guy. That is a windmill blade. What are you doing, dear?
I'm doing my journal. Leave me alone so I can write.
Can I read what you're writing?
Someday.
I have to kill her.
Mark is a terrible husband. I hate him. I'm gonna poison his coffee tomorrow morning.
I hope you heard that. I know the microphone on this is pretty sensitive, so if I don't return from this trip, check my coffee cup. Okay, we made...
Hold on. I gotta put the pen back.
We just pulled in. There's nobody at the gate here. It's just a self-registration. We had to buy our park pass. We reserved our site, but we still needed a park pass in order to stay here. So $35. Put it in the envelope, drop it in the box. But yeah, now we just need to get to our site and get going. Come on, woman, let's go.
I was reading. Good
Yeah,
gravy.
you're always reading. You must be one of those high-educated peoples.
Well, I do have a bachelor's degree, which is ironic, because I am not a bachelor.
Yeah, you're a woman. You're a bachelorette.
Not anymore. I am married.
Well, I've never heard of a married. It's been a long trip. Let's see. We stopped at a place. I was at that Target back in, was it Monticello? And I saw this good-looking woman walking across the parking lot, and Jen goes, "Well, I can't take your eyes."
Stop you from
I can't.
looking.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I can't stop you from looking. And we started talking about how it'd be assault and stuff like that. And so then I asked her, if it happens during the Christmas season, does that make it a seasonal assault? Okay, we got a sign here. I gotta go. Bye. Okay, so I gotta try to do this on my own. Jen went to the bathroom real quick. I gotta put my roller wheel on my post here. Pull out the ring. Come on. There it goes. Put the lock back on it. Now just start cranking it down. And I'm just going to crank it down until it starts hitting the ground, because then I got to unhook it from the truck itself. Okay, it's on the ground. Alright, next thing I gotta do is chock the wheels. Wheel chocks. The electrical. Chains. Look at my ass. That should be clear. Okay, this bubble here is pretty much centered.
So is this one.
Okay, good.
Now on to popping up the pop-up.
While I'm here, I'm going to unscrew these. They hold in the drawer to our slide out. This is the part that takes a while.
Okay, maybe not as long as you thought, but it's more work than anything you've done so far.
So, I go around, put these in. What they are, they're just safety catches, so in case the crank cable, the cable down here, is what's lifting up the whole top. So if anything happens to that cable and it breaks loose, this whole thing could fall down. So these are put in the opposite corners. I put one here, put one on the other side, and that will just hold everything in place in case that cable snaps, which it shouldn't. Now, a couple of years ago, some jackass ran into our camper and broke the, there was almost like a bumper that came down through here, and it held the supports for this bed. So I cut the damn thing off, and now these are supports for the bed. Right now I'm just eyeballing it. I'll fix it later. Okay, let's pull up the dining room. Alright, that's the dining room. We'll go inside and fix it up later. These are the support poles for the bed, and they will go right into here.
Do that again. Right into here.
Right into here.
Okay.
All the way out. Okay, now there's a slot under the beds. So the pole will go into here and then into here. And that's my supports. Just like that. Okay, we'll go around to the front and do the other one. Okay, same thing on this side. Got the supports underneath, but this time I've got a hole to actually mount it in. Just like that. We're going to drop the door down. All right, coming out your way.
Velcro time.
Velcro time. Go like that all around the doors, the bottoms. We'll put up the beds though. Put up the tent portion of it.
There he is putting up the tent portion of the beds. And now we're going to do the other side.
Now I gotta do the dining room.
Okay, and I'm going to film the dining room from the inside of the camper, so you wonderful folks on YouTube can see actually how that goes up.
Okay, so on either end is a pole like this. We got a little plate up here.
Okay, let me zoom in.
We got this little plate here, and there's a hole on the pole right there, and that's going to hook onto here. We put the long end into here. And just push it in there. That's all we got to do.
Pretty easy.
Okay, so that's the gist on how we set up our camper. I'm not going to show you everything, but that was primarily it. The rising, pulling out of the ends on the dining room, setting up the tent spots, and yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of it. Now we just got to do all the fine fidgety things. Okay, let's get going on that. Oh, okay, it's been a long time setting up, but yeah, we're getting there. Camper is just about fully set up. Once it is, I'll take you inside and show you around. We got a little kitchen cabinet thing over there. It's really a cool little system. It all folds flat, and then we actually put it in the camper when we're traveling. So yeah, it's kind of a really neat system. The table out here, that's actually the dining table from inside. If it's nice, we're not going to eat in the trailer. We're going to eat out here, so that's why it's outside. And then we've got the fire pit over here. I got a lantern lit already, just put new mantles on that, so that's all good to go. Got some citronella candles burning out here on the picnic table area. These blue coolers down here, that's all of our refrigeration food. So we got meat in there, and what we do for the meat. Actually, let me come over here by the lantern so you can see me better. What we do for the refrigeration, we freeze gallon jugs of water. Just milk jugs. We rinse them out, clean them up, and stuff like that. Fill them up. Not completely full because they will overflow, but probably a good 3/4 full or more. Freeze them. We also freeze all the meats that we don't need for a while. So sandwich meats and things like that will freeze, and yeah, that stuff will actually stay cold and frozen for a number of days actually. So yeah, that's everything that we've been doing so far. And like I said, once Jen's all done getting things squared away in the trailer, I'll take you inside and just show you around. Okay, let's try to do a little ghost hunting here. Okay, so I've got a night vision on right now, so I've got a little bit of an infrared showing on me. But yeah, it's been a long day, a long trip up here. I ended up having to get off of the Great River Road. It was just taking too long. I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. And then, sorry, got a little mosquito or something by me. But then, I kept on losing the river road at the same time, so that was making it take even longer. So it was just not as fun as I was hoping it was going to be. And trees were blocking views of the river, so it wasn't as grandiose as I was hoping. Yeah, just a few things were going wrong and taking more time, just stuff like that. So just got off, jumped on 10, got up here. And now I got my first fire going of the weekend. Jen already jumped in the truck, went down to this shower house, and is taking a shower. I should probably do that, but I think I'll just wait until the morning. I don't feel like doing it right now. She's just going to have to sleep next to a sweaty, stinky guy. Alright. Good night.